everyone, and welcome to my summer book haul. It's been a while since I've done any sort of book haul. I recently, or a couple of months ago anyway, did a video talking about all of the books Waypoint Books has sent me, but I haven't actually talked about any of the other books I've bought recently, so that's what we're doing today. I'm going to start with the physical books, then I'm going to go through the ebooks, and the first one I'm starting with is Now Conjurers by Freddie Kolsch. And this is one of the books that Hannah sent me as part of my Waypoint Books full moon subscription box that I haven't actually hauled yet, hence why I'm doing it in this video. And this one, it says November 1999, North Dana, Massachusetts. Nesbit Nunez, I apologise right now if I've mispronounced that, discovers the partially devoured body of Bastian Attia, star quarterback, secret witch, and Nesbit's even more secret boyfriend. Now the remaining members of North Coven, Nesbit, Dove, Drea, and Brandy, vow to get answers. Nothing can prepare them for what they uncover. Nesbit's nightmare is only just beginning. And at the bottom it says, an ancient love, a coven bound in blood, and a love that death cannot destroy. And I'm just like, here for this. I'm here for all of the spooky right now because we're heading into spooky season. I've been waiting for spooky season since literally November the 1st last year. So I am just so excited to read something spooky right now. And this just sounds so good. I cannot wait to read this. Then Hannah also sent me The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous about this. Because the tagline says, if you kiss your true love, he will die, which is not usually my thing, but I have discovered that I do quite like romance narratives after doing that cynical fantasy reader reads romance for the first time reading vlog. I have discovered that I do quite like romance narratives at points, and also this was sent to me by Hannah as part of my full moon subscription box, and that is based entirely around my tastes. And also Hannah is psychic when it comes to my reading tastes. I swear she knows my reading tastes better than I know my reading tastes, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this. I know it's about ghosts and clairvoyance, if I remember rightly, which is definitely up my alley. It sounds like a sort of slightly maybe lighter spooky read. I've heard people raving about it for years now, especially Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe, who I'll link down below alongside Hannah and Waypoint Books as well, so you can check them all out because they make awesome content, and Waypoint Books is one of the best indie bookshops I've ever seen, so definitely go check them all out. So I'm sure I'm going to like this, but the initial nervousness is definitely there, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this because Hannah has not steered me wrong yet. Hannah also sent to me Merciless Saviours by H.E. Edgman. This is the sequel to Godly Heathens, which is about morally grey teenagers who are actually reincarnated gods from another world, and they are essentially trying to kill each other, and it is so good. I have now actually read Merciless Saviours and really enjoyed myself. I will say that some scenes and the ending kind of confused me, but to be honest, I was reading this in the middle of a massive heat wave in England and my brain was not braining, to say the least, so I'm not going to blame the book for that at all. I still really enjoyed this. I will definitely say check the trigger warnings though, because there are a lot of them, but this book was so good. I really enjoyed reading it, and I gave it 4 stars, once again proving Hannah really knows my taste. The last book Hannah sent me was this one, which is When I Arrived at the Castle. This is by Emily Carroll, and this is a sort of vampire spooky kind of graphic novel. The artwork inside looks like this. I can show you this page, and I'm really excited to read this. This is actually going to be my only read for the Middle Earthathon because it covers a whole load of the prompts, and I cannot wait to read this one. I've already read Emily Carroll's Through the Woods and really liked it. I'm definitely in a sort of horror graphic novel kind of mood at the moment, so really excited to see what this one's going to do. The next book I didn't actually buy. It was actually gifted to me as part of a blog tour, so thank you very much, Tor, for gifting me this book, and that was Running Close to the Wind by Alexandra Rowland. And this is very much like a queer pirate story by way of sort of Our Flag Means Death, and I loved it. I will say it won't be for everyone because there is a lot of sex jokes in here, as in there's at least one per page and things like this, and some people I know found the main character very annoying and stuff, but I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It was exactly what I needed when I was missing Our Flag Means Death, and it was so much fun, and now I really want to read Alexandra Rowland's other work because this really intrigued me and I really want to read more. Then the final physical book I've got before I go into the ebooks is How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. This is by Django Wexler, and this is about a girl who is the hero. She's been rallying the troops and trying to defeat the Dark Lord, but the time loop keeps on screwing with her because there's apparently a time loop in this, and sometimes she dies quickly, sometimes it takes a while, and then the time loop starts again, so she's got to rally the troops again, try to take down the Dark Lord, and he wins every single time. So one time she goes, bugger it, I'm going to join him, which just sounds perfect to me because I'm always here for villain narratives. I'm always here for heroes becoming the villain. This kind of thing is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. It was also one of my most anticipated releases for the month it came out. I've forgotten which month it was, but it was a recent one this year, and when I saw this in foils when I was up in London for Heathers the Musical, I had to pick this one up, and I cannot wait to read it now. It sounds so good, so funny, right up my alley. I'm so excited for it. And now we go into the ebooks. The first one is Smile and Be a Villain. This is by Yves Donlon. I apologise right now if I mispronounced that, but it says this is supposed to be a Hamlet retelling where Ophelia is actually a witch and the two of them have to team up together to try and save Denmark. And while I don't think I've ever actually read a straight up Hamlet retelling, I'm really intrigued to start doing that because I really like Hamlet as a play. I was never the biggest Shakespeare fan when I was in school, but after seeing a couple of Hamlet productions with like Benedict Cumberbatch, I've also seen David Tennant's one, things like this, I know I do quite like the play, and this just sounded like a really fun fantasy kind of twist on that, so I was really intrigued by it. So when it went on sale, I picked it up. I then also got the next 4 in the Black Hammer series because this series never goes on sale. Like, none of the series that I'm currently reading ever go on sale, so when they do, I quickly nab several volumes so I'm ready to read them whenever I get 5 minutes. So anyway, this is by Jeff Lemire, if you didn't know, and it is all about a bunch of superheroes who have ended up in this small town where they can't get out. It's like there's a force field around it and they can't get out and no one can get back in again. And the rest of the town don't know that they're superheroes and they're just trying to fight to get out, trying to get messages out, trying to get saved, this kind of thing. I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes, so I'm really excited to see where this story goes. And like I said, the next 4 went on sale, so I very quickly nabbed them. I also picked up the Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi because I've heard nothing but good things about John Scalzi and I've been really intrigued by this book for a while now. It's about a guy who is down on his luck during the COVID-19 pandemic and he takes on a job at an animal preservation society, but it turns out he's not protecting your average animals. Instead, he's actually protecting a bunch of kaiju in another world, which just sounds really interesting and really fun because I've been really intrigued by kaiju recently after rewatching all of the Godzilla and King Kong movies, that kind of thing, getting into like the Monsterverse. And so I've been wanting to read stuff about kaiju and this kind of thing. I've also been really wanting to read some John Scalzi as well, and while I already had Red Shirts, I also really wanted this book, so when it went on sale, I also picked it up. There was also The Maid and the Crocodile. This is by Jordan Ifueko, and this is actually part of the Raybearer universe. So I had this on pre-order and then completely forgot I had it on pre-order, so it was a nice moment when it popped up in my Kindle, essentially. And this one is supposed to be a sort of Beauty and the Beast kind of story about a woman who binds herself with a god. It's set within the Raybearer world. That's all I really needed to know. I already knew I was going to be reading this one, and I now cannot wait to be back in the Raybearer world again because I enjoyed it so much. And when you add Beauty and the Beast elements to it, I'm going to be all over it. I cannot wait to read this. I also picked up She Who Became the Sun. This is by Shelley Parker Chan, and this one is about a girl who takes on her brother's identity and seeks to rise in the ranks and fight against the patriarchal society she lives in. And I have heard people raving about this book, and I kept on umming and ahhing about it, and then it went on sale, so I was like, right, bugger it, I'm picking it up. There's also To Shape a Dragon's Breath. This is by Moniquil Blackgoose. I apologise again if I mispronounced that, and this one is about an indigenous woman who bonds with a dragon and gets sent to the colonizers' dragon school and finds that the world needs changing and she may be the one to do it. I haven't heard as many people talking about this one, but the people who have spoken about it have raved about this, so I was really intrigued. I've been wanting to read another dragon book for a while now, so when this one came up, I definitely picked it up when it went on sale. The final book I've got before I go into 2 other comics is How to Survive Your Murder by Danielle Valentine, and this one is about Alice, whose sister was murdered a year ago, and then on the day of the trial she's knocked out by a Sidney Prescott look-alike and wakes up on the Halloween before her sister was murdered, and now she's got until midnight to save her and find find the killer, and I was already intrigued, but then it said Sidney Prescott lookalike, and Sidney Prescott is one of the, well, she was the first final girl of the Scream franchise, and anytime I see anything to do with the Scream franchise or anything like compared to it, I'm immediately like, I need that book immediately because I love Scream so much. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, right, as soon as that goes on sale, I'm having it. It went on sale. I've bought it. Cannot wait to read it. Then the final two things to mention are Dead Boy Detectives. These are by Toby Litt and Jill Thompson, and I loved the TV show adaptation that came out at the beginning of the year because it was just so much fun and so quirky and just so much fun, essentially. So when these comics went on sale, I immediately picked them up because I've been intrigued about the Dead Boy Detectives for a really, really long time now, and to be honest, can you get any better than solving ghost crimes? To be honest, it just sounds like fun, so I picked them up. And that is the end of my summer book haul. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me which book I should start first. I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a ghost emoji down below to let me know that you were here. And also leave a link as well down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, which is currently filled with all things Deadpool and Wolverine, if you want to check that out, as well as the link as well down below to my bookish Etsy store if you want to treat yourself to something bookish today. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. Until next time, everyone, bye!